Hello, preschool parents. Um, it is Mrs. Caspers here. I am just going to go through this document that I'm going to share with you guys today. What I decided to do is pick 3 activities to share with you guys for each day that we would be in preschool. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. After I go through this, I'm going to go on to Dojo and create them as homework assignments or whatever for your children. So you'll be able to submit pictures of you guys doing this if you guys do choose to do them. Just a reminder, please don't stress over this. I just want to give you guys enough material to keep your student active. Like I said, I know some of you are being able to stay home with your children and some of you are working. So, if you just get one of these done, or maybe, you don't do any on Monday, but maybe Tuesday you do some, whatever works for you. I just want to make sure I'm providing enough, but I don't want to stress you guys out either. So this is for March 23rd through the 26th, so that would be this coming week. So on Monday, the 3 activities. The first one is letter hunt. So take the letter cards that I sent home with you guys and hide them around your house, but hide them really easy so your child can find them very quickly. When we do this in the classroom, I usually have them bring me one at a time. When they bring it to you, have them indicate what letter it is and what sound it makes. And if they need some help, that's okay to help them out as well, but let them try first. The next activity would be doing the My Big World reader. So you'll go to mybigworld.com, just click on this link right here. You're going to want to sign in as a student, and the password will be Caspers. So what I do with the student is I literally just kind of read through this, and it does a really good job at prompting them to give ideas about what they think as well. And then on the back page, there's always like a little activity to do, and you guys can do that together. Also with this, what we would have done in our classroom is we would have talked about the arrival of spring, because it is now spring. Some of the things that I usually talk about are we might be seeing some nice weather, but there also might be some, possible rain, or I do sometimes talk about severe weather. And a couple things I usually tie in with severe weather is that adults will keep you safe. Severe weather can kind of surprise you sometimes, but you don't need to be scared of it. Adults will keep you safe. And then you can also talk about, we'll start seeing blooms and green grass and baby animals, things like that. That are some things I usually tie in with spring. And then the last activity for Monday is a number puddle jump. So you can create some puddles. If you have some paper at home, maybe, color some brown and some blue puddles and then cut them out, write some numbers on them. Or just lay the number cards home that I sent out with you guys on the floor and have them use their imagination. Tell them, hey, these are puddles. Have your student jump from puddle to puddle for a few seconds, and then you'll say freeze. And then your child can tell you what number they landed on. Maybe it's number 5. And then you can also have them count to number 5. A way to make sure that they're not just always picking the same number is once they land like on the number 5 puddle, take that puddle out of the pile. That way they have to go to a new puddle. So that's my activities for Monday. On Tuesday, you can write letters on the lined paper. So maybe just grab one of those lined papers that I sent home. This would be a remembering week in our classroom. If you scroll down to the bottom of this document, I have the letters that we have learned and the upcoming letters. I would say most all of the students could, work with all the letters. We've almost learned all the letters. But, if they don't know one of those 5 that we haven't learned, that's totally acceptable. We haven't covered those yet. So what I would do is put the letter cards in a pile face down, have them pick a card and indicate what letter it is. You can also ask them what sound it is, and then let them try to write the capital and lowercase letter on the line. And like I added right here, we always start our letters at the top. If you follow this link right here, it's going to show you the correct formation of the letters, and that's going to kind of be really important, because one thing that I noticed in the classroom is, some students know most all the letters, but when they write them, they kind of just make up their own way to write them, and we really work on writing the letters the right way. So this link will just show you how to correctly form the letters. The next activity would be a discussion on landfills. So ask your child what they think happens to trash after we throw it away, and talk to them about the word landfill. That's the place where the garbage trucks takes all the trash. You also might want to remind them that when we recycle, that reduces the size of our landfill, so that helps out our world keeping it clean. And then you can take a virtual field trip to a landfill. So if you click on this link right here, it's a short video that shows them what a landfill looks like and some of the different aspects of a landfill. Oops. And then the last activity for Tuesday is Play-Doh numbers. So I put the number cards face down in a pile, have them draw a number card from the pile, and then build that letter with Play-Doh. So what we always say in our classroom is you're going to roll out a little snake with your Play-Doh and form that snake into the number. And then they can also put that many Play-Doh balls. So if they get number 6, they can form number 6 and then put 6 little Play-Doh balls underneath that number. If you follow this link, that will show you the correct formation of our numbers. Wednesday are 3 activities. The first one is teach a friend a sound. So this can be really fun. Your child can pick a friend to work with. This could be a sibling at home, a parent, or what we do in our classroom is we use stuffed animals. Have the students pick a letter card from the pile, and then they're going to teach their friend what letter it is and what sound it makes. So if it's an older sibling or a parent, just play along with them. Act like you don't know that letter. You know, for example, if they pick letter B, they're going to tell you, all right, this is letter B, and B makes it sound ba, ba, ba. And then you need to practice it. So then you would say, okay, this is letter B, ba, ba, ba. And then, go through them, see how many you can do. The next activity is called Which Container Holds More? So this kind of goes along with our recycling unit. Gather a few containers up. This could be, like food containers you put leftovers in. It could be empty containers, like if you empty out a milk or a butter or something. I would maybe get like 4 or 5 containers. Have your child look at the containers, examine them, and then ask them to place them in order by which container they think would hold the most water. After that, you're going to actually do a little science experiment and test it out. So I would grab a measuring cup, maybe it's a 1 cup or 2 cup. And so this might get a little messy with the water, but fill each container and keep track of how many cups each container holds. And then at the end, you can talk about if their predictions were right. The last activity for Wednesday is comparing letters and names. Have your child write down their name and the names of people in your family. This can go as far as out as writing grandparents' names, cousins' names, however many names that they're interested in writing. After your child writes those names down on the line, have them count the letters in each of the names. And then they can write the number down for each name. For example, if me and Kinsley were doing this, Kinsley would write her name and maybe my name and Jessa's name and Justin's name. And then she counts them out. And then by Kinsley's, she would count Kinsley. Oh, that's 7 letters. She can write the number 7 by her name and then count for each of the other names. And then you can talk about whose name had the most letters and whose name had the least amount of letters, and if anybody's name had the same amount of letters. And then on to Thursday. The 3 activities for Thursday. Writing letters on the window. So, like I said, you can focus on the letters we've already learned in our classroom. Now the parents, why don't you pick a card and tell them the letter? Maybe it's letter V. So don't show them the card. See if they can write it without looking. But if they need some help, you can definitely show them. Sometimes they might just write the capital or the lowercase, but the real end goal is if they could write both the capital and lowercase. So maybe you say letter V, they just write capital and they say, oh man, I don't know what lowercase is. Show them the card and then have them write that lowercase one right beside it. Dry erase markers work good on the window. If you don't have any markers that work on the window, just do it on the lined paper. That's fine too. Or, use a crayon or use a marker instead of just using a pencil. Just make it a little bit more fun, change it up. And then the next one is watching a video about sorting recycling. So when things go to the recycling center, they are sorted. So this little video shows them how recycling is sorted. And then you can follow this link and play a recycling sorting game. Now, if we were in the classroom, we would actually we have a little collection of items that can be recycled, and we would actually sort them yourself. So if you actually have, some like jugs and some paper and things like that, they can actually sort out real recycled things. If not, just follow this link and play the game. The last activity for Thursday is a cereal number war. So just place some cereal into piles on the table. Make sure the piles look like they have varying amounts. Count how many pieces are in each pile. Your child can write down, like on a sticky note or something, underneath the piles how many each pile had, and then discuss which pile won the war, which one had the most, the least, and if any were the same. And then just some other ideas to keep you busy if you need them. Um, Color pictures and send them to nursing homes to residents to look at and enjoy. I know many nursing homes are kind of like on a lockdown where their family members don't get to go visit them and things. And I know my husband's grandma is one of these residents, and she's kind of feeling a little down right now. So me and Kinsley had the idea, how cool would that to be just to color pictures, as many as you want to, and just send them to the nursing home and just put a little note in there. These are for all the residents to enjoy or to look at. Also, since we're in our recycling unit, when you empty out a container or a box, give it to your child, see what they can create. The other day, Kinsley made a piggy bank with a leftover milk container. Also, have your child look through the newspaper or a magazine and cut out pictures that they like. They can glue it onto a piece of paper and make a magazine. But cutting strengthens those fine motor muscles in the hands, which help out with writing and things like that. And like I said earlier, these are the letters that we have learned in our classroom. These are the upcoming letters. So these right here would be our remembering letters. If you guys have any questions, please let me know. Like I said, feedback will be really important to me. Have a great week.